Last year I started this channel off with a top 10 bucket list coaster video, and with this year coming to an end as well as many new credits being added to my account, I thought it'd be the perfect time to update this list. But honestly, 10 isn't enough, so I'll be adding 5 new slots to the list. This is my top 15 bucket list coasters 2024 edition. Running through last year's list, I was able to get on my number 9 pick, Iron Rattler. This is a coaster I adore and I look forward to talking about in one of my next videos on my new credits of 2023. A runner-up last year was Outlaw Run, which I was also able to get on. While it didn't make the list, I still just wanted to mention it. Some other picks from last year included Lightning Rod, which I was not able to get on. And unless you're living under a rock, you know the Lightning Rod of years past will no longer exist, as the launch is being replaced by a lift. Because of this, Lightning Rod will not be making the list. While the rest of the ride should hold up, the coaster losing its selling point does make it just another RMC. It's a similar thing to Twisted Colossus without a duel. Still great, but it could be so much more. But now that that's out of the way, getting into this year's coasters that almost made the list. Phantom's Revenge, Magnum XL 200, Loch Ness Monster, Viper at Darien Lake, Mako, and Intimidator 305. Some of these were on the list last year and simply got pushed back, but I would like to highlight I-305 because this is the second year it's barely missed the list. There is a high chance I get on it in 2024, so hopefully it can make the official ranking. Now to the 15, you know the rules. First I cover the coaster, then I give a rating based on how likely I am to ride it in 2024. With that being said, let's jump right into the list. Returning from last year's list is Goliath at Six Flags Great America. Last year this took up the number 6 spot, but due to the other contenders it did move down a lot. This ride looks insane. It's an RMC, so that's a given, but its compact layout makes it so unique among the others. It looks like it gives no room to breathe, and I love that. I've somehow missed Great America on 2 separate trips, but I'm thinking 2024 will finally be the year, especially with the rumors of Demon's removal, which is a ride I do want to experience even if it is a clone. I think 2024 is finally the year for Goliath, so my chances are about an 8 out of 10. The Beast at Kings Island is self-explanatory enough. This is one of the most iconic coasters ever built. Sure, its forces don't look that amazing, but a ride can still be fun without crazy forces. Look at any Aero Mine Train for example. Again, it's no El Toro, it's probably not anywhere near best wooden roller coaster, but it just looks like such a fun and unique experience. I'm planning a Kings Island and Cedar Point trip next year when Top Thrill Dragster reopens. So yeah, this is pretty much happening. 8 out of 10 for my chances. We've now officially left America and entered one of the most stacked countries for roller coasters, Japan. Flying Dinosaur is a B&M flyer at Universal Studios Japan. This ride looks insane. Tatsu and Superman at Over Georgia are coasters I adore, and Flying Dinosaur somehow looks like it overshadows Tatsu. My best ride on a coaster period was a Tatsu night ride, but I could honestly see this beating that under the right conditions. There is no way in hell I'm getting to Japan in 2024. Japan would need at least 2 years of planning because of how much I'd want to do there. The coasters would just be a small part of exploring this beautiful country, so no Flying Dinosaur, 0 out of 10. Keeping up the trend of international coasters, we're going to the UK for Nemesis at Alton Towers. This ride is just about finished getting the Incredible Hulk treatment with a complete retracking, and it just looks amazing. The use of the ride's man-made terrain plus just being an invert in general makes this an easy pick for the list. The way it picks up speed until it reaches the final brake run makes it hard to imagine how intense this ride is. Honestly, I don't know if I'm going to the UK this year. Unless I make a really last-minute poor financial decision, it's not happening. But it also isn't completely off the table, so 3 out of 10. Shambhala at Port Aventura looks like one of the best hypers in the world. From its gorgeous color scheme to its massive drawn out elements, this coaster had my attention before I even became an enthusiast. While I don't think presentation truly affects ride experience, I mean, look at a ride like Twisted Colossus. Literal parking lot coaster, but Shambhala is truly just stunning. Combine that with what looks like one of the best hyper layouts, this is easily on the list. Shockingly, I have a decent chance of getting on this. I have family like 15 minutes from the park, and just for fun I checked ticket prices and this really isn't that bad of an expense. So honestly, it's 50-50 with this one. Coming back to America for a bit, Iron Gwazi at Busch Gardens, Tampa. Do I need to say anything? This looks like RMC's best work to date, only rivaled by maybe Wildcat's Revenge. It has killer pacing, amazing elements, it really looks like a world-class experience. I'm not going to Florida until Epic Universe opens, this is not happening. 0 out of 10. Back to Japan for the world's longest roller coaster that doesn't look incredibly underwhelming, Steel Dragon 2000 at Nakashima Spa Land. This ride is always forgotten amongst Gigas because it's not one of the Intamins or B&Ms, but it looks crazy. The airtime looks really solid in the first half, and the Rose Bowl, Helix, whatever you want to call it, section looks incredibly intense. And those last airtime hills look insane, and also presentation, again, this ride looks incredible, especially at night. No Japan. Let's just put all the Japanese coasters on this list at a 0 out of 10 to save you guys time. Next door is Hakuge. This RMC looks insane and I could see it being top tier. And I'm assuming this is just Japanese coasters in general because they all have amazing presentation. The white on blue is just so eye-catching. I wish Magic Mountain maintained Twisted Colossus's colors like this. I could see this being my favorite RMC easily. Velocicoaster at Islands of Adventure has been talked to death, but it's definitely deserved. The first half combines great theming with great elements, and the second half kind of loses that theming, but it also seems to bump up the intensity significantly. I'm dying to ride a modern Intamin, and this is the one I'm dying for the most. No Florida, 0 out of 10. Wicked Cyclone at Six Flags New England might just be on here because I'm petty. I almost got to ride it, but the timing just didn't work out. The ride broke down, and with the very limited time I had at the park, I decided to try some other rides. When I got back to it right before closing, I had just missed the last train of the day. So yeah, I was a bit disappointed about this. However, this still looks like an amazing ride, and the hype around it in recent years does get me excited. I wasn't able to get back to New England this year, but next year it's definitely happening. And this is one of maybe 2 coasters on this list I'm 100% sure of. 10 out of 10. So I haven't uploaded the video yet, that's coming up, but I like El Toro now. And my newfound love for El Toro makes me really intrigued by T-Express, which I believe looks like the best of the other Intamin prefabs. There's not much to say about this one. I like El Toro, I want more El Toro, T-Express looks cool. I am not going to South Korea. 0 out of 10. Fury 325 was supposed to make my credits this year, but it just didn't work out. I had planned multiple trips to Carowinds on multiple different occasions, but it just didn't work. Spring break, twice over the summer, right before school started, late October. This year just wasn't for Fury. Did the cracked support play a part in not going? Maybe. But yeah, that's fine. Fury is a ride I'm going to fight to get to in 2024. This ride looks amazing and I've had to push it off for far too long. Probably a 7 out of 10 chances wise, just need to properly plan a trip in spring or summer. Ejunaika at Fuji Q Highland could easily be the best coaster on this planet. I love X2, but this ranked much lower last year due to flaws with X2. But my most recent rides on X2 were unreal. Even the dead moments like that turnaround were insane. So Ejunaika clearly being the perfected version of X2, it had to make the list and it had to move up. I was never excited about the Mach Extreme Spinner, but after getting my rides on Time Traveler at Silver Dollar City, I am in love with this model. Ride to Happiness just looks like everything Time Traveler is, but better. I love the Mach Extreme Spinner and I'm dying for more. I highly doubt I'm going to Belgium in 2024. There's an ACE event with a ton of European parks I would like to attend, but I'm probably not going for family reasons, but the small chance that I decide to do it, 2 out of 10. And of course, without a doubt, my #1 bucket list coaster is Superman El Ultimo Escape at Six Flags Mexico. I'm actually not sure if I've mentioned this ride on the channel before, but my family can't have a conversation about coasters without this one somehow slipping in. The hype we've built around this coaster is unreal, and with all the good things I hear about it, it only makes me more hyped. Honestly, we're constantly checking for cheap plane tickets to Mexico City, so this is pretty much happening in 2024. So like 10 out of 10, easily. And yeah, that's it for my bucket list coasters. Of course, that's just me. And if you have any bucket list coasters, I'd love to hear about them in the comments. I'll see you all next year to see which rides I was able to get on. That's all I got.